Hello everyone, this is MCon. Welcome you back to another episode of our Dragon Age Origins Let's Play.
Show some pity for a poor old man.
Poor guy. We're back here in Orzammar, which I haven't been to in a long time.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her.
Don't say that. Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Very well.
Ooh, the Paragons. As I studied among the dwarves, I became aware that their social system was as rigid as the stone that surrounded them. From the lowest servant to the king of Orzammar, each dwarf has a caste, a rigid social standing which dictates what he may do and how he may do it. What fascinated me then was that the dwarves, stubborn and proud as they may be, have built in a way for even the lowliest dwarf to bypass the caste system and reach prominence. Any dwarf who has made an achievement of significance can be named Paragon, elevating that dwarf above all others. To become a Paragon, it is to be recognized as essentially a living ancestor. Your words are considered ineffable, and the dwarves liken you unto a god. Your family, those who choose to ascend with you, become the founders of a new line of nobility. Indeed, every existing noble house among the dwarves traces its line back to a founding paragon. It is a rare thing, however. In my visit, I learned that only one paragon has been elected in generations, the smith Branka, exalted for her discovery of smokeless coal. I met the Paragon Branka only once during my stay, and I consider it an odd occasion indeed. Surrounded by those of her house, this ill-tempered woman was draped in the finest clothing and jewelry, and was obviously revered even above the highest nobles, perhaps above even the king. Yet she seemed to enjoy none of it. The burden of being a living legend is great, it appears. Statues of the Paragons are found throughout Orzammar, though nowhere so prominently than in the Hall of Heroes, through which one passes on entering from the surface. It is a breathtaking sight to behold, great works of stone all seeming to hold up the ceiling above. It is meant to impress upon visitors to Orzammar of all who have gone before, I think. It is also meant to remind dwarves going to the surface, and thus abandoning their brethren forever, of all that they are leaving behind. From Stone Halls of the Dwarves by Brother Genitivi, Chantry Scholar. Alright. Paragon
Show some
Baymont.
pity for a poor old man.
Codex and whoop, I missed an explanation something. Okay. Paragon Geralt, an explanation of the Paragons. Paragon Herildon. Do we have those, or that's quests? Oh, we've got a bunch to read, actually. Flemeth. Let's see. Morgan's mother saved the last Grey Wardens. Yeah, it is. She was slain at Morgan's behest, at least apparently. Okay. Magic and religion. I don't actually see anything in here. Creatures. Dragon. Ooh, High Dragon. A fully mature adult female dragon is the High Dragon, the great monster of legend, the rarest of all dragon kind. These dragons hollow out massive layers from themselves, and they need the space to house their harem of drakes, as well as their eggs and the dragonlings. High dragons are seldom seen. They spend most of their time sleeping and mating, living off the prey their drakes bring back. But once every 100 years or so, the High Dragon prepares for clutching by emerging from her lair and taking wing. She will fly far and wide, eating hundreds of animals, most often livestock, over the course of a few weeks, and leaving smoldering devastation in her wake. She then returns to her lair to lay her eggs and will not appear in the skies again for another century. And shrieks. Scholars call these tall, lean darkspawn the Sharlock, though they are more popularly known as shrieks because of the ear-splitting cries they emit in battle. Many tales exist of soldiers being unnerved by the sounds of approaching shrieks, cloaked in darkness and never seen until the moment they strike. As horrors of the night, shrieks are renowned for their incredible speed and agility, as well as their stealth. They are the assassins of the Darkspawn, penetrating the enemy lines and striking their targets using long, jagged blades attached to their forearms to rip their opponent to shreds in seconds. They have been known to employ poison, often drawn from their own blood, and have demonstrated cunning group tactics when attacking in numbers. Alright. Okay. So, that's the commons. I guess that's the way we're going.
The Swamp Witch desires something from it.
From what? Ah, you mean from him. And if I do, what of it?
It is aware of the Swamp Witch's true nature.
Let me guess. You know my true nature?
I have spent a great deal of time observing the world. I know what I see when I see it.
You spent 30 years watching whatever a small village was willing to parade in front of your eyes. Do not cast yourself as the worldly sage. At best, you are a barely working statue with a poor memory and a poor attitude. Do not seek to begin judging me.
Perhaps it has a point.
Yes, I should think so.
Interesting. Alright, into the commons. Whew, here we go. Bum 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 bum. There we are. Oh, Orzammar, my home.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Bhelen incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. That escalated quickly. Whew. Okay.
I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. Exile, you are not to show your face here again. I have enough crime to deal with. I shouldn't have to dump you back in the deep roads.
I have a new house now. I am of the Grey Wardens.
That's right. You found pity topside. The Warden should have better sense when choosing allies. Surfacers and their cloud-addled heads. Fine, oh illustrious Grey Warden. What do you want?
The Blight is coming, and I need Orzammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Bhelen, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No Paragons here.
It sounds like Bhelen and Harrowmont are the ones to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Bhelen speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned the Paragons.
Are you sure you're still a dwarf? Ancestors have patience. If Bronca could hear this, well, I wouldn't be standing in dried blood. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate. The true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Tell me, can the city function like this?
Blame yourself for that. The deaths in your house brought us here. And still the tavern is open, and the market is busy. Orzammar has suffered worse. The ancestors will see us through.
Very well, I will get going.
Yes, you should.
Well then, alright. So I can go talk to the seconds of Lord Harrowmont and my brother Bhelen.
Who are... By the ancestors! You were exiled into the deep roads. How can you be standing here?
Nerev? Nerev, Helmi, is that you?
I should hope so. I'd be quite hurt if you didn't recognize me. After all, under different circumstances, we might have been married. But you were supposed to be dead. How is it you live?
What's going on? The city here is in chaos.
Aye, and worse. But I'm glad to see you back. Since your father died, many have begun to wonder if it was Bhelen's hand behind Trian's death, not yours. Even your father believed that. It's why he appointed Lord Harrowmont as his heir. But enough Deshers support Bhelen to keep the Assembly in a deadlock. You can see how bad things have gotten.
How did my father die?
In his sleep. Though many whisper those are only sweet words to hide the smell of poison. May the ancestors accept the king among their blessed number.
How much support does Bhelen have?
Exactly half the Assembly. But as you know, that means his numbers are dropping.
Once the Assembly wished me to rule.
And I'm sure some curse their decision to exile you. But House Iduken stands behind Bhelen still, and they have stricken your name.
Where is Bhelen now?
He still lives in the king's quarters, pretending your father never repudiated him. He seems to think if he's close to the throne long enough, we'll forget he has no right to claim it.
Does Harrowmont believe that Bhelen killed my brother?
He wouldn't dare say so, but the common folk do. Not enough of them, I say. Exactly half the Assembly still supports Bhelen, and their loyalty runs deep.
Where is Harrowmont now?
He dares not leave his estate often. You've seen what sort of thugs support your brother.
Indeed. Who has the authority to defend against a blight, then? Only the king?
A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. Who will lead the battle? How will we survive?
Orzammar must settle its differences to defeat this threat.
Then may the ancestors guide your efforts. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, talk to Dulin Ferender. You'll find him in Harrowmont's estate. Tell him who you are, and I'm sure he can get you an audience. I should return home until the streets become safe again.
Alright. Let's see. We've got a gem merchant, Dagn over here with a quest, Figures and Imports, Diamond Quarters down there, Deep Roads away over there, Hall of Heroes, Janar Armorers, Filda with a quest, Brother Burkle with a quest, Tapster's Tavern, and Dust Town. And of course the Proving Grounds. I was going to say we came from the Proving Grounds, but we didn't, did we? Fjord's Imports.
Shall be done.
Key required. I don't have a key. Hello.
A lone Grey Warden. Don't they usually come to Orzammar in groups?
I'm not lone. I have Alistair with me. How rude.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
These things dangerous?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
A lost nug. Alright. What's back here? Nothing, just a dark alley. It's not ominous at all.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Huh?
Oh, I actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
The Circle of Magi?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
What? You're crazy. Dwarves can't do magic.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
That's ridiculous! Stay in your place and leave the mages alone.
Then I'll wait for the next caravan. I'm not giving up. Someday they will take me. I refuse to accept anything less.
Dwarves looking to study magic. What is the world coming to?
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Have a look at my shop, I hope.
Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced, of course.
Ooh, Tome of Physical Technique. Alright, anything here that I want to sell? Let's see. Keep you. Nug Crusher. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, I think that's all of it. Cool. So, I can't get that, which is unfortunate. Just don't have enough money. The Rose's Thorn. Dragonbone Dagger. Ooh. +1 health regeneration in combat? That's cool. That's a really nice dagger. Although it's... I guess it's not low damage for a dagger. I was going to say it's really low damage, but that's only if you're looking at swords and stuff. Silverite armor. Okay. Cool. Life Giver. Whoa. That is nice. I will never be able to afford it, but it is nice. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. And this is the way to the deep roads, right?
The deep roads are home to the Darkspawn now. Oddly, they're supposed to be safer to travel during a blight.
Oh, it's a little lost nug. You wrangle the nug into a box ready for delivery to Boromore.
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesh's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Why do you need patrols?
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Actually, they've made that move. Onto the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except
during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening.
Will you let me pass?
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Or Adesh's permission to risk yourself. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps.
Very well, I should go.
Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Alright. Well, I guess I'm bringing news of this blight to most of Orzammar. Hey, Mr. Nug Wrangler.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
Actually, I've got a nug for you. Here.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Yeah, how handy. Okay, oh, a diamond quarter. Yeah, let's head that way. Alright. Very nice, very nice. We've got House Harrowmont, Orzammar Royal Palace, Chamber Assembly, the Shaperate. Okay, what do you have to say, sir?
That's excellent armor. Dwarven make?
Actually, it's Elven made. How how embarrassing. Hello.
I
The
did not
social
expect to
strata
see you
quickly
again.
makes itself
I
evident
am
no
afraid
matter
you will find
where one
Orzammar
goes.
much changed.
Indeed.
Lord Bhelen suspected of personally defacing statues of the Paragons. Shocking allegations abound.
Oh my goodness.
Mine is an honorable task, and I shall drown out anyone who claims otherwise.
Nice. Alright. Haramont's estate. We'll head in here, and here we go. I'm glad I'm not talking directly to Lord Haramont, because we kind of butted heads a little bit earlier. I claimed I was going to support him. Maybe I didn't quite go through on that.
Welcome to Lord Haramont's estate.
Hopefully he doesn't hold a big grudge.
It is a relief to see you alive.
I'm glad you want me here.
I'm surprised to see you back, Exile. Lord Haramont asked me to find out why you're here.
I would speak with Lord Haramont.
After what you did, why would he trust you? You and Bhelen worked together to kill a rival before. We've already caught more than one of Bhelen's spies trying to get close to his lordship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Haramont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Bhelen publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Bhelen, then work against him in Haramont's name. Bhelen is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Bhelen found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Haramont's best fighters into stepping down.
So you'd like me to enter the proving in Haramont's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Bhelen would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Haramont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Very well. I'll enter the proving and see why the others withdrew.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Haramont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Alright. Lord's Trust, the first task. Sounds like it's time to gain Haramont's trust. Well, guys, this is a good place to end it here then. We need to make our way back to the Proving Grounds once again. So, thank you all for coming along, and until next time, have a good one. Bye all.